Morning students, I hope you all are fine and safe at home. So today is June 17, 2020 and the day is Wednesday. Dear students, in this video we will start our next chapter, that is chapter number 4, Basic Geometrical Ideas. As the name indicates, in this chapter we will understand the basic concepts of geometry. So let's understand what is the meaning of the word geometry. As the word geometry derives from the word that is geometry. As the word geometry derives from the word geometry, where geo indicates earth, and metron indicates measurements, and it means measurements. Here geo means earth and metron means measurement. So simply, what do you mean by geometry? So geometry, it is a branch of mathematics. It is a branch of mathematics which deals with the measurements, properties, deals with the measurement, properties and relation of points, lines, line segments, angles, surfaces and solids. So what do you mean by geometry? Geometry is that branch of mathematics which deals with measurements, properties and the relation of points, lines, line segments, rays, angles, surfaces and solid. So in this chapter we will understand the basic concept of geometry. So let's start with the very first topic, that is point. So we have our first topic, that is point. So let's understand what is meaning the word that is point. If I place a small dot marked by a sharp pencil or on a sheet of paper, and if I mark or pierce a hole made by this pen, now here I get a hole. So this hole, this mark, small dot marked by a sharp pencil or a sheet of paper is known as a point. So this is a point, and the hole which is made by the pen is a point. Dear students, when we look the sky at night with the naked eyes, then the distant stars appear as point. If we look at night with naked eyes, then the stars appeared as points. So basically, what is a point? A point determines a location. A point determines a location. So we can say that a point determines a location. Here, if I just marked a small dot, so it is a point. If I marked like this is a point. So we can say that it has neither length, because this point has no length. It has neither length nor width nor thickness. So this is the very first topic of geometry, that is point. So simply, point determines a location. It has neither length nor breadth nor thickness. If suppose you have this question, and the question is, tell the points marked in this. Here the points are A, B, C. Here in this line, the point is A, B and C. So point is, a point determines a location. It has neither length nor width nor thickness. After point, our next topic is line. After point, our next topic is line. To understand line, I have a sheet of paper. So my first step is, let fold a piece of paper and press the two parts together. I just take a piece of paper and fold a piece of paper and press the two parts together. On unfolding the two parts, now I just unfold both the parts, then we find that a straight C's is formed. Here the straight C's is formed. This straight C's in the paper is an example of portion of line. So this is an example of portion of a line. If you have any sheet of paper, just fold that paper and press the parts together. Now unfold it, then you will find that C's, and this C's means this is the portion of a line. So simply, what is this? A line has length only. This line has length only. It has no breadth and no thickness. C's of line is just a part of line. So simply we can say that a line has no end points. Now this is a line. These two arrowheads indicates that they are in opposite direction, in this direction and in second direction. Now this arrowhead indicates the length of a line is unlimited. This arrowhead indicates that length of the line is unlimited. If you have to draw a line, then whenever you draw a line, always put two arrowheads. These two arrowheads indicates that it is an example of line. If I write A over here and B over here, so you have to write A, B and put the symbol of line over AB. So this AB indicates that AB is a line. So this arrow tells us that AB is a line. So next we have line segment. Next we have line segment. Here we have a word segment. Line which has no endpoints. Length of the line is unlimited, and whenever you have to draw a line, always put two arrowheads at the end and this arrowheads indicates that it has no endpoints, and this is the way you represent a line. Next we have a line segment. Whenever you have asked, draw a line segment PQ 4 centimeter. If such kind of questions are there, draw a line segment PQ 4 centimeter. Whatever you do, you always take a scale and place the pointer. You just place the pointer over here and draw a line up to 4. You always draw a line segment like this. And here I write PQ 4 centimeter. So what does this indicate? It means it has starting point also, it has ending point also, but in line you don't have any end point. So whenever you have starting point and ending point, then this is known as line segment. So I will write a line segment. A line segment has how many endpoints? 1, 2. A line segment has 2 end points. Now if I have to write PQ like this, This is a symbol of line segment. This PQ, if I write like this, so this symbol indicates that PQ is a line segment. PQ is a line segment. If there are arrows at both the end, then this is a line. If there is no such arrow, it means it represents a line segment. Next we have ray. Our next topic is sun ray. As we know that we know the word sun rays. Now what do you mean by sun rays? You have a sun and the rays of the sun which reaches to the earth are unlimited. You don't know the reaching point, but you know that point is fixed from where the rays are coming. So this is the fixed point. This point is fixed point, and the rays, the ending point of the rays are not fixed. It means, so what do you mean by ray? Ray in which starting point is fixed. You have one starting point. This starting point is fixed, but the ending of the rays is unlimited. This arrow indicates unlimited. This indicates this is the fixed point. This is the fixed point, or we can say starting point, but up to where they travel, the rays travel, we don't know. And this arrow indicates that the ending point is not fixed. Simply we can say that a ray starts from the fixed point and extends indefinitely in one direction. So if I have one starting point, let O, and this extends indefinitely in one direction, and here I have this A, then I will write OA, and my symbol is like this, and this symbol indicates that OA is a ray. So let's just recall whatever we did. First we did point. This indicates point. Then next we did line. If I write PQ and I put the symbol over like this, two arrowheads in opposite direction, then this PQ indicates PQ is a line. If I have this PQ and the symbol is like this, it means we have one point and other point, and both are means which have starting point also, ending point also, then I can say that PQ is a line segment. PQ is a line segment which has a definite length, starting point and ending point. If I write PQ like this, so this symbol indicates that PQ is a ray in which one starting point is fixed but the other is indefinitely in one direction, extends indefinitely in one direction. This is in both the direction. In this, starting and ending point is fixed, and this is the symbol of ray in which one starting point is fixed and extends indefinitely in one direction. So this symbol means line, this symbol means line segment, and this symbol means ray. Very, very important. Always remember the symbol for line, and in line we have two arrowheads. This is the symbol of line segment and this is the symbol of ray. In this chapter, whenever you write AB is a line, AB is a line segment, it is mandatory to put the sign over the name, whatever the name is given in the question. So this is line, line segment, and this is your ray. PQ represents line, this PQ represents line segment, and this PQ represents ray. So next we have intersecting lines. Next we have intersecting lines. Intersecting lines means if you have two distinct lines, suppose these two, this is your first line and this is your second line. If two distinct lines meet at a point, they are crossing each other, and whenever they are crossing, they meet at a particular point, at one point. So such kind of lines are called intersecting lines. Means if you have two distinct lines, and if the lines intersect each other, meet at a point, cross each other at a particular point, so such kind of lines are called intersecting lines. So I will write, if two distinct lines meet at a point, like this is your first line, this is your second line, when they both cross each other at a particular point. Suppose this is line L, this is line M, and this is the point of intersection. Such kind of lines are called intersecting lines. Whenever the lines meet at a point and they meet at one particular point, so such kind of lines are called intersecting lines. Now next we have parallel lines. Next we have parallel lines. Parallel lines means if we have two lines and these two lines do not meet. Now these two lines do not meet, they are moving in one direction, so such kind of lines are called parallel lines. So these are parallel lines. I can simply say or write, if two lines in a plane do not meet. When the two lines do not meet, then such kind of lines are called parallel lines, like this. This is line P, this is line Q. So P is parallel to Q. So I will write like this. P, this is the symbol of parallel. P parallel to Q. If I have this line L, M, I can write L, this is the symbol of parallel. L parallel to M. So look at the way the symbol of parallel which do not meet. Clear? So here if the two lines in a plane do not meet, this is the symbol of parallel also. If I write like this, so it means L parallel to M. These two lines in a plane do not meet. So this is the concept of parallel lines. Now next we have collinear points. Now next topic we have collinear points. Now as the word we have collinear, this linear indicates straight. This linear indicates straight, or we can simply say that lie on a line. So collinear points means the points which lie on the same line. So this is the same line. Here this is the point A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And when I join all the points lie on the line A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So these points are called collinear points. So these are the points which are collinear points. Or simply I can write, if all the points lie on the same line. I can draw like this also. This is the line, this line which have no end point. So this is line. If I place P, Q, R, S, as all the points lie on the line, these are called collinear points. So we can say that P, Q, R and S are collinear points. Okay, so this is collinear points. Next we have non-collinear collinear points. As the linear means straight, and here we have non-collinear points, means the points which do not lie on the line. Now these points, they do not lie on the line, so these points are called non-collinear points. So I can say that if the points do not lie on the same line, so these are the points which do not lie on the same line, we can say that these are the non-collinear points. Call what we did, we first done point. So point determines a location. If I just mark a small dot, so this dot represents point. Next we done line. If I write AB, and this is the symbol over here, so this AB represents line. So if I write like this, this represents line segment. If I write like this ray, sun ray is like which have one starting point, so this represent ray, so ray. And this is the reason behind we say sun rays, because in sun rays we know that when they emit rays, it has one starting point and the other extends indefinitely in one direction. Then we done intersecting lines. If I draw like this, A, B, P, Q, this is intersecting lines. So these are intersecting lines. If I draw like this, as they are moving in one direction and they do not meet at a point, and if I write P, Q, R, S, I will write P, Q parallel to R, S. Then we have collinear points, the points which lie on a line, and the non-collinear points which do not lie on line. So this is all with the topic which is used in which will use in exercise 4.1. Now let's start exercise 4.1. Here we have question number 1. Use the figure to name. As this figure is given to you and you have to answer. We have first point, that is write 5 points, name 5 points. By using this figure you have to name 5 points. So let's count. This is E, this is a point, as we know that point is just a small dot. So here first point is D, then we have E, then we have O, then we have B, then we have C. As in the figure we have 5 points and in the question we have to name 5 points. So these are the 5 points: D, E, O, B, C. Now next B part, you have to name a line. As in the figure so many possibilities are there, but you have to write any one line. As we know that line has no end points, so we have this arrow and this arrow. In this you can write any possibilities. As in this figure so many possibilities are there, but you can write any one. So I am writing D, B, and I am putting the symbol of line over here. You can write DB also, you can write DE also. Just write the symbol over DE, as this symbol indicates it is a line. If you just wrote DE, the whole is incorrect. If you don't put the symbol over it, then it is not considered. So whenever you are writing a line, then always put the symbol of line overhead. You can write DE also, you can write DE also, as this line is extending. So many possibilities are there, you can write any. Then we have 4 arrows, sorry, 4 rays. In this you have to write 4 rays. To ray, I know that the symbol of ray is this, so I will write, this is the point. We can write DE, as this is extended indefinitely in one direction. You can write DO, This is the starting point, and this O extends indefinitely in one direction. Then you can write OB, you can write OB, and I can write OC, OC, and put the symbol of arrow over here. Then you have to write five line segments for this DE. Now here look, DE, we are writing a line also, in the ray also, we are also writing in the segment also. So as we know that these all are the points of line. So whenever you are writing a line, a ray, a line segment, always put the symbol over this. So as this DB represents now line, now here this DE represents ray, and here this DE represents line segment. Next is EO, then next is OB, then next is OC, this OC, then I have this EB. So these are the 5 line segments. So many possibilities, other possibilities are also there, but you can write any 5 line segments. So dear students, it is mandatory whenever you are writing line, rays, line segment, always put the symbol over this. Now let's continue with question number 2. Now the question number 2 is, this is the line given to you, and you have to write the possible ways. Name the line given in all the 12 ways, choosing 2 letters at a time from the given figure. As this line is given to you, and you have to write the possible lines. How many possibilities you can write? The possible lines are, as this figure is given to you, and you have to write the possible lines. So let's start with A. If I am writing from this point, A, B. AB is the first line. Okay, simultaneously I will write the reverse possibility. AB means line and BA is also line. I just write in the reverse way, AB then BA. Now I will write AC. Here AC is a line, AC. Next is AC is a possible line. I can also write in the reverse way, CA. Look, firstly I write AB, then the next possible way, then I write AC, then the next possible way, then AD, then DA. I am writing both the ways. If I write AB is a line, then BA is also a line. If I am saying AC is a line, then CA is also a line. If I am saying AD is a line, then DA is also a line. So I write all the possibilities which starts from A. Let's find another. If I starts from B, now here I have BC, BC. So next, the reverse possibility CB. BC is also a line, CB is also a line. Then BD. Then I will write BD. Then DB is also a line. So from B all the possibilities have done. Then next I have this CD. CD, then DC. So this is all the possible ways of lines. So these all are the possible lines: AB, BA, AC, CA, AD, DA, BC, CB, BD, DB, CD, DC. In this way I just write all the possible ways. Next we have question number 3. In question number 3, this figure is given to you and you have to answer these parts. First is line containing E, means name the line which contains E. Now there are so many possibilities. If I look like this, here FE is a line, so I can say that a line which contain point E, that is FE. This is the first possibility, but we also have the other possibility. If I hide like this AE like this, AE is a line, This is the another possibility. You can write either FE, you can write either AE. So there are two lines which containing point E, but you can write any one line. So next we have line passing through A. We have to write a line which passing through A. So if I hide like this, so the line which passes through A, which passes through this point A, so this line is AE, that is AE. Line on which O lies, this is the point O, and the line which O lies, that is CO. CO is the line. I can write CO or I can write OC. Both ways are correct, as we done in question number 2 also, the possible ways we wrote. The next we have two pairs of intersecting lines. As we know that intersecting lines means which meet at a point, like this cross. So if I hide this, so here intersecting lines we have AE and CO. AE and CO. This is the first pair. Then the next pair, if I hide this point, so this is also an intersecting line. AE, FE. AE, FE. So this is the first possibility and this is the second possibility. So this is the pair of two intersecting lines. Number 4 is how many lines can pass through one given point. You have one point and you have to write how many lines can pass through this point. From this I can draw like this one line. From this I can draw another line also. Then third line also. Fourth line. Fifth line. Sixth line. Seventh. Similarly, I can draw so many possibilities. So I can say that from one given point, so how many lines you can pass through, that is unlimited. Unlimited lines you can pass through. Unlimited, I can also write like countless, as so many lines. Next we have two given points. This is first point and this is second point. Now you have to write how many lines can pass through these two given points. So let's start from this. If I start from this, so we have only one possibility. You can draw only one line. So answer is only one. So this is with your today concept, and your homework is you have to revise all the points which we discussed in the video, and everybody will complete question number 1 to question number 4 in the classwork notebooks. Take care.